Welcome to Shorthand Dictation Practice. Today's dictation, Shorthand Transcriptions, by Sir Kailash Chandra. Transcription number 74 at 80 words per minute. Get your pen and notebook ready. We will start the transcription in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Transcription number 74. If we look at the provisions of the Constitution, we will find that this resolution is in pursuance of the provision in Article 312. According to Subarticle 2 of the same article, we now have the Indian Administrative Service and the Indian Police Service which, according to the subarticle, are deemed to have been created by Parliament. Earlier also, we decided to create some other All India services. The reasons for the creation of these services have been given by the Home Minister, and I entirely agree with them. One other aspect of this question I want to place before this House, and that is that the scale of pay and the prospects in the All India services will be better than those in the state services, that there will be a wider field of selection, and that the conditions of service and the scale of pay will attract better persons. We know that quite a large number of our young men, doctors, engineers, etc., are still outside the country, though they are keen to come and serve the country. The service conditions in the state services are not such as to attract them. I hope and trust that our young engineers and others who are abroad will be attracted to come back to our country and serve it in view of the better prospects. I think that the object of creating an All India service is to supplement and not to supplant the state services. I mean to say that there will still be the state education service, although we are going to have an All India education service also. I know how the states are dealing with it. I know about the state of Uttar Pradesh. As far as education is concerned, we have got a state education service and also a subordinate education service. In the state service, there is Class I and Class II. There is no direct recruitment to Class I services generally. Therefore, when we are going to create an All India service, I think the first question which will come up before the government will be as to which of the personnel of the state services are fit enough to be absorbed in the All India service. I find that the Home Minister had suggested that there might be a proportion of 33% reserved for promotion. Transcription number 74, continued, partially reconstructed, source page degraded. The following is reconstructed from a partially legible scan. Some phrasing is approximate. This matter has already been passed by this House. The question of legislation for these services. I have read that I know that the creation of an All India service can be done only by a law that we will still have to bring in a bill and pass it into law. The conditions of service and all other matters are also to be settled at that stage. Therefore, my submission is that these details should be determined through the proposed Act, and that the power to work out the conditions in detail should be delegated to the appropriate authority, so that after the principle is settled, a proper decision can be reached on the conditions of service and the manner of recruitment, whether direct or by promotion, as regards officers presently working in the IAS and the provincial service. Many IAS officers are transferred during their tenure to the service of other states. They are not necessarily tied to the state of their original recruitment, and a similar principle will be followed in these services also. But it will be borne in mind that an officer serving in one state should not necessarily remain there for a very long period. He may be called back from the state cadre and may be allowed to go elsewhere if that is found necessary, provided that will be in the interest of the service, because disciplinary proceedings and their consequences are matters to be dealt with by the state government in consultation with the Union Public Service Commission. There is one thing more, and that is this: the number of officers to be serving in the states under these new services will not, to any great extent, replace the existing state cadre officers, and I feel that some additional recruitment will still be necessary. There should not be any incorrect notion about what these services are. All these officers will not be centrally posted at the center. it is not our intention to require the states to bear any further financial burden than what is fair, wherever additional expenditure is involved in the creation of these services. That burden must be met appropriately and not simply transferred to the states, where the expenditure is really a central responsibility. This completes today's dictation. Practice well and see you in the next session.